a deer, a female deer, rain a drop of golden sun. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about how much it costs me to produce The Vampire's Fall, which is sitting on my bookshelf and of course not in my hands. Let me get it for you. Here it is. Yep. In all of its blue glory. Look at that. I feel like I've seen this cover so many times that it's just like not as gorgeous. Like, it's still beautiful. I love it so much. But like, you know when you've read your book so many times after editing it that you're just tired of reading it? I kind of feel like that with this cover. I'm ready to move on to the next thing. Ready to move on to the next book, which right now is Haunted Days. Yeah, so I love it. It's gorgeous, beautiful, but like at the same time, I'm tired. I'm really excited to get back to these characters after I'm done Haunted Days. I want to release that whole trilogy because it's a lot shorter and a lot less books. And then I'm going to come back to this because I still have, I think there's 7 books I'm planning on doing for this series. So like, there's this one, and then there's 2 follow-up books. So it's a main trilogy, and then there's a prequel duology, and then like a follow-up book, and then I want to do like a world book where it has like all of the rules of the land and like all the things, just like a history book. I don't know. Yeah, but like, this is the book, back on track. This is the book that I'm gonna see how much it costs me and everything, and I did the calculations and oh my gosh, it costs a lot. Thankfully the next few books aren't gonna cost as much, just because like a lot of the big things, this one unfortunately was the reason for. But anyways, let's look at the prices. I'm gonna get the thing up on my phone so I can give you the proper prices for things. And yeah, so I ended up putting it all in a little spreadsheet so I could easily read off of it, and so I can kind of like put the wherever, either up or down, wherever I end up putting it, you can see like the sections that I'm reading. So I didn't name the categories, but I kind of split them all up into categories. And so the first category is covers. So I ended up doing 2 covers for this book. I did a cover back in 2016. Oh my gosh. So I ended up going to, what was the website? thebookcoverdesigner.com, and I found some covers by an artist that I really liked, but none of them quite fit the aesthetic I was looking for, which at the time I really liked covers like Fallen and Hush Hush and those kind of like darker gothic covers. So I directly contacted that cover artist and was like, hey, could we do something like this? And she was like, oh, totally. So she used her stock images that she had on hand, or however she did it. And I think the cover, how much was the cover? I have it on here. I don't know why I'm about to try and guess the price. So it cost me $55 US, which was $69.84 Canadian. That, now, some of the Canadian prices might be off a bit just because I translated it to Canadian prices recently, so it could be a couple dollars off because I don't remember quite how much the change rate was back in 2016. So, and unfortunately my PayPal doesn't let me see what I paid from that long ago, unfortunately. But so it was 55 US. And so because I have the prices right here for you guys to see, I'm not going to say what all the Canadian dollars were. And I'm also going to do a calculation at the very end of how much everything was in US and in Canadian, because technically I paid in Canadian. Anyway, so the first cover, which is this one right here, it cost me about $55 US. I got the front and back done, and it also had the old blurb on it, which I didn't end up using. It wasn't really that good of a book blurb anyways. But so that's the cover I got done by her, and then a couple years later in 2019 I got a new cover done by the lovely Evelyne over at SecretDarTiste. I don't know. But so I had discovered her over on DeviantArt, and she had made another cover for me based on a kind of Alice in Wonderland Evil Queen piece that I really liked. So we worked together on that, and then I just had her do a whole bunch of covers for me. I'll do a different video on her recreating another set of covers that she did before The Vampire's Fall and after the Alice in Wonderland one, only because that one was a whole journey on its own. So I'll do that one another day. I think it was Orphan. Yeah, it was Orphan and Forgotten. That book isn't quite ready yet, so I don't want to get too in-depth on those covers and spoil what the covers look like before the book's even ready. But, although I guess they're on my Facebook, so I don't know. I might do the video way before the covers or the book is done. I don't know. I'll get back to that another day. But so I ended up paying her a few different times for these covers, because at first I was doing just the ebook and Amazon paperback, which ended up costing me $214 US. And so we had done it as, this is how many books I want for this series, and she gave me a bit of a discount. Yeah, so I paid that for the ebook and Amazon things, and then that was in 2019. And we made, like, I'm pretty sure I have all the covers now for all the books. Front and back. It's just the Inkarmate hardcovers and stuff we haven't done yet for all of them, and the spines and stuff like that. When I first did the covers though, we made like a temporary spine, and I'm like, oh, we'll just guess 200 pages kind of thing. So she made the cover guessing 200 pages, and then I had to do a couple of edits. That was in September 2021, but before that, in May 2021, I decided that I wanted to do Inkarmate as well, and I wanted to do hardcover. So she had to make up a hard and soft cover for Inkarmate, which costed me an additional $25. And I think that was the first Inkarmate cover she did. I'm not quite sure, don't quote me on that. But yeah, we had to figure out the whole template thing and everything. And then I needed to get some adjustments done on all of the spines so the hardcover, which is this one, the hardcover, and then both the Inkarmate softcover and the Amazon softcover. So I had to pay for all of that, which I had to do it a few different times. So altogether it was $105. And so then the total for all of the cover stuff was $399 US. We're going to go into artists. So the artist who did all of the work in The Vampire's Fall is Catherine Sixmere, which she is on DeviantArt and also Instagram. I'm not sure if she's anywhere else. Those are kind of the places that I know of her. I discovered her on DeviantArt, and then I just kind of later found out she had Instagram and followed her there too. She did all of the headshots, which I put on here as character designs. But so originally we just did line art, which I think they were like $20 or something a piece, and then later on I decided that I wanted to also have grayscale and color, so then she added a bit extra, and I had to back pay for the ones that I'd already paid for, so I did that, and she made all the things. She made all the like alteration and color stuff, and then for future ones it was I think $35 a headshot, so that's a really good deal, especially for the amount of detail and everything she does. Like, here's some examples of the headshots. She did an amazing job, and I love her. And these are things that I'm not going to have to pay for again for the next books, because I'm pretty sure I did all of the characters for the whole series. There might be a couple like random characters that I might have to do in the future that I didn't have planned out yet to be in the books, or like characters that I add in later or something. But otherwise, like, these headshots I can put in the back of every single book and it'll be good. Then there was the illustrations, which were all in grayscale, and those I can't reuse in the next books because they were like specific scenes that happened in the book. And so there's 17 of those. Oh, I did put the prices on here. So yeah, so the headshots were $35 each. I think the illustrations were $35. I could be mistaken. I was looking at my PayPal because I couldn't find the exact notes on DeviantArt that said the prices, because there got to be a point when I was just like, oh, I'm going to order this many, and she's like, alright. And so she would send me the invoice, and then I would just pay it, because I was like, psh, I don't care. But yeah, so then Oh, I didn't even say how much the headshots were. Okay, so the headshots all together, so how many was there all together? There was 30 headshots. So altogether, according to my math, it was $1,050. And then the illustrations were $595. And then I did 3 color and grayscale images that were kind of promotional images. They were not safe for work. So all of the people who pre-ordered and entered the giveaway won something because I had more prizes than I did entries. So they each got a digital and physical copy of these artworks. And I have lots more. So I don't know, I want to sell like signed copies of The Vampire's Fall on my website, and then I'm going to probably include those with it because it's an 18+ book. So yeah. Anyways, those ended up costing me $105 altogether because there's 3 of them and it was color and grayscale. And again, like, those are, when you look at it all together, it's a lot of money. And I'm pretty sure that was like a big chunk where all my money went for that book. But yeah, along with editing. And I just realized that I didn't include the map in here. So I ended up using a website called Inkarmate. I'll leave a link to it down below. I'm not affiliated or anything, but I think I paid for like the full membership at one point. I don't know how much it was, but I didn't include that on here. I also probably should have. I know I paid for a map off of someone on Fiverr, which if I haven't made the video yet, I know I filmed the video. I just don't think I've edited it and uploaded it yet. But when I do, I'll make sure to link it below, because there's a lot of editing that has to go into that video still. But I know I got a map done there, and then I also had another map by another person, and I wasn't a big fan of either of the maps. Then I went on to Inkarmate and I made my own map, and so that's the map that's in The Vampire's Fall. And so I'll make sure to add that all up later, because I haven't, because I totally forgot about it. So anyways, on to editing. I ended up using Jessi, Elliott for both my developmental edit and proofreading. And so if you go to her website, the actual service is called Manuscript Assessment, but I used it as my developmental edit. And that ended up costing me, so she charged me in Canadian dollars for this one, because on her website it says 700, but it's in US, but she ended up charging me Canadian because we're both Canadian. So she charged, that was 700 Canadian dollars, which was 551.29 American dollars. And then for the proof editing at the very end, she ended up charging me in American instead of Canadian. So she charged me the 550 American dollars, and then it translated to the 698.37. So it was a bit confusing, but whatever. Okay, copy editing, I used Under Wraps Publishing, which I found through Facebook, and I'll leave a link to them down below. And it ended up costing me $559.44. And then for my line edit, I used Lisa Klein. I'm so bad with names. So bad with names. But I found her over on Goodreads in a group that I can't remember the name of, but I'll put it here on screen, and I'll also link it below. Everything and everybody I mentioned in this video will be linked below. Her edits cost me $370, and then altogether that was $2,030.73. Ouch. And then my proofs. Oh my gosh, I got so many proofs over the last while. So in 2020, I got a proof, which was my very first draft. Technically, it was my 1.5 draft. So this is a fun thing to explain. So my first draft, I don't finish my first draft of books. I normally do half to 3/4 of the book, and then I go back and I start my second draft, which is technically my 1.5, because this is the draft where I go through, I reread everything I've already written, and I make little edits, and I add a little bit of detail, but not too much yet. I add little things, I change a couple things, and then I write the ending. And then I go back and do my actual second draft, which is where I give it all the meat and everything, add the meat to the bones, because I'm an underwriter. And so my 1.5 draft was my first proof that I got. And it was through KDP, and it was $10.92. And the annoying thing about KDP is when I order a proof through them, I can't do it on the Canadian website. So sometimes it doesn't let me order a proof. I don't understand why. I don't know. But there's been times when I go to order a proof and it says that it won't be able to deliver to my address because it's like coming from the US up to here, or however that works. I don't know. But yeah, it says it won't deliver to my address, and then other times it will. So I wasn't able to get proofs all the time. There was many times I wanted to order a proof, but I couldn't. Like right now I can't order a proof through KDP, so all of my paperbacks are being published through Inkarmate, which is kind of annoying. I don't know, I would rather them come through KDP because I make a little bit more off of them, but I can't get the proof, so I can't approve it selling through KDP. Yeah, I want to make sure it matches, you know, that it looks good and that there's no margin issues or anything. I know I can see the digital, but it's not the same as having it in your hands and looking, you know? The second proof I got was March 2021, still through KDP, and it was 18. I think that's the one I got 2 copies of. It was either that one or the KDP proof I got after that. I ended up getting 2 copies because I needed one for me, and then my brother also wanted a proof copy, which reminds me I have to order him a copy of the actual book. Maybe I'll do that for Christmas. I'll order him a copy. But anyway, so there was 1853 and then there was a 1214, and then we get into Inkarmate proofs, which killed me a little. Like, I died inside when I saw these prices. The first one was $59.76, and then I think it's this, no, it wouldn't be this copy, but it was like a finalized proof. Like, it wasn't a proof, it was technically an author copy at that point because it was, I'm pretty sure this was October, right? Oh, September. Okay, yeah, so it was still the finalized one because the book published on the 5th of October, so this would have been the end of September. And so it's not this exact copy because this copy I ordered off of Amazon later. That proof was actually 2 proofs. Well, both of them, the last 2 Inkarmate were both 2 proofs because it was a hard copy and a soft copy. And those proofs went to, I mailed them to, I mailed the soft copy to the amazing artist who did all of the artwork in the book. And then the hard copy I mailed to Evelyne, the magical cover designer, who I strongly recommend. I also strongly recommend the artist. Like, they're both amazing to work with and they're so nice. Anyways, I ordered those proofs, and all the proofs together was $141.36. Oh. And then for promotional things, I also ordered bookmarks, cover prints, Facebook banner, and also an audiobook cover because I'm hoping to start working on audiobook stuff next year, which is going to be even more money towards this book. So this isn't even like a finalized pricing list because I haven't even finished the audiobook yet. So all of that I ordered from Evelyne, and so it's all stuff just like of the cover. So like the bookmarks are of the cover and all that stuff. Those Evelyne did for me for $85, and yeah, she did that in October. It was kind of like promotional stuff. She did it in October of last year though, so I had all of that stuff ready. So far, the total as per making the spreadsheet is $4,406.09 US, and then in Canadian that is oh god, $5,595.50. That's a lot of money. Oh my god. Do you see why I said that the price scares me? Like, it was over a few months and over years and stuff, but like, it's a lot of money. Like, so much money. Ugh. It's gross. I feel gross. I don't like it. And after adding the math, this is the total in US and Canadian of how much I spent. Send help. Oh my god. Anyways, that is all I have for you guys today. If you like this video and you want to see future videos kind of like this, going over the prices of things, I would love to make them, especially for books coming out in the future and everything. Make sure you leave a comment down below. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Don't forget to follow me over on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter if you want. I also have a Wattpad where I post fan fictions. I have a Jurassic Park, Five Nights at Freddy's, and a Daughter of Harley Quinn and the Joker fanfiction that you can check out there. I also have a webcomic on Webtoon that you can check out. It's called Haunted Days. It is about a girl named Claire who can see ghosts,